Hello everybody, and thank you for clicking on this video. Today I'm going to be talking about win-loss ratio versus kill-death ratio. So the gameplay you're watching on your screen is a gun game gameplay here on the map Metro, and this gameplay might be very similar to the gameplay in the video that I posted, not my last video, but the video before that. They were recorded back to back because in the lobby they wanted to play Metro gun game again, but this is a different gameplay from the video before. Last video. So without further ado, let's get right into the topic. So kill-death ratio versus win-loss ratio. And one thing that I really think is that Treyarch is really trying to push win-loss ratio over kill-death ratio, because if you join into a lobby late in Black Ops 3, it'll say loss stat prevented if you lose the game. Now, I really think that's good because it's really annoying when like you join into a domination game and you're down like 100 points and there's 15 seconds on the clock. As well as one reason they're pushing win-loss ratio is because in like domination and hardpoint, if let's say there's 30 seconds on the clock for a hardpoint gameplay and you're almost finished the game, if let's say both people are roughly at around 200 score each, most of the time the game will end with 250 score instead of the time limit, because it will slow down and actually backtrack a bit the time. So that's one reason why I think win-loss ratio is more important in Black Ops 3, and that's what Treyarch is trying to push. And one thing about win-loss ratio versus kill-death ratio is because like win-loss ratio is supposed to show like how good you are as a team, while compared to kill-death ratio it's completely about how you are doing as a player. Like let's say you have a 2 kill-death ratio but only a 1 win-loss ratio. That means you are a very good player when it comes to killing people, because you are averaging a 2 KD in every single game. But you're losing every game. One game, you win one game, you lose one game. You win one game, you lose one game. So it really shows that, yes, you can do really well. You can probably get the higher streaks in the game, but you can't win games that much. And also, I apologize, the gameplay is actually getting pretty laggy at some portions. So, yeah, it basically shows how good of a player as you are when you're playing by yourself as an individual, while a win-loss ratio shows you how well you are as a team player. And then you also have to put in score per minute, and score per minute is kind of weird, because score per minute, it all depends on what game. Oh, sorry, I hit the microphone. But score per minute is all dependent on what type of game modes you play. Like if you play hardcore search and destroy, your score per minute is probably going to be very, very low. While compared if you were to play ground war, chaos mosh pit, your score per minute can be pretty high. So really, your score per minute for me, it's important, and like they're trying to really push more towards score per minute and win-loss ratio than just the standard kill-death ratio, because a lot of players really just focus on kill-death ratio, and that's the only form of skill in the game. But score per minute, it all depends on really what you play. So if you want to know what, in my opinion, is the true stat to prove skill, I really believe that it's a mixture of all three. One, you have to have a high kill-death ratio. But if let's say you have a high kill-death ratio and you're not playing the objective, then you're not really an asset to your team. And also, playing the objective, I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but playing the objective doesn't just mean throwing yourself on the flag just to cap it, because then you're just throwing meat on the flag. That doesn't help. I mean, if let's say a person who's a slayer, which is a term that they use, they're still objective players, but instead of like just throwing themselves on the objective, they'll guard the objective. So if let's say you have a high kill-death ratio and you have a very low win-loss ratio, that basically means the player is just a person that wants to kill people and doesn't really help out with their team. Then you look at a person with a high win-loss ratio but a lower kill-death ratio, But when I mean lower, I don't mean like 0.7. I mean like, let's say they have a 1.2 kill death ratio and maybe a 2 win-loss ratio. That means that player plays the objective, and they are the guys who go and run at the B flag and cap it right off the bat. Those are the players, and those are really good players to play with. The only problem is they need to have a good slayer, the guy who has like a 2 kill death ratio, or they're just gonna get killed right off the objective constantly. So that would be like a guy that you really want to play with on your team. But like score per minute, like I said, just depends on what game modes you play. But really, I think that the true way to tell a person's skill is a good combination of all of them, being that you want to have for me, this is my perfect stats, would be something like a late 1, early 2 kill death ratio, maybe a 1.5 win-loss ratio, something around that, and then something like a 4 or 300 score per minute. That is a player that you really want to play with because they can do everything that you need to do to be successful in a game. So really, I think the best stat is a combination of all of them. So that's what I want to say for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please remember to leave a like. And if you really like my stuff, subscribe. And thank you once again for watching this video, and goodbye. Music used in the background will be linked down in the description.